everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make this bow, and it is referred to as an exotic boutique. So obviously this one is the exotic boutique. Its translation is Laco Exote La Filis Lindo di Villa, which basically means beautiful and easy. As you can see, it is very beautiful, and I will show you how easy it is to make. You have to excuse me, couldn't get my words out there. Quite typical for me though. So the measurements will be in the description below or in the little box here for you. So it's 2 times 40 for this piece, which is where we've got the little tail, and 2 times 32 for these ones. So I've got the pink on the back and this gorgeous ribbon from Enchanted, the Charmed Rose for this one. So there's that, so 32. And with the 32, you just fold that in half, and you want to pin it right in the middle after you've layered them. And I've also heat sealed the ends of both my ribbon and pinched it together so they're nicely joined, so it makes it easier when we build the bow. And then on this one, you want to take this one, and this is 8 centimeters in, and we are going to fold this back at the 8 centimeters, and we are going to pin here, and then you fold this bit in half and you pin in the center of that, which is, I'll tell you, 16.5 centimeters from the side. Okay, so this is what we've got now. Now the easiest way to do it is if you take it so that the pin is facing away from you. So you've got this look, so you've got the print facing towards you and the plain colour on the inside like this, and you want to take this one over from your left and line it up so it's all together. Then you want to take a pin and right in the centre pin it together like that. You can fold it in half and just double check and move it if you need to. I was fairly accurate with mine. Okay, so this is the look that you will have at the moment, and then you take this side where your pin is and you want to bring that under so that your 2 pins line up. And then you can take a clip or another pin, whatever works for you, but you take 2 clips and pop those in place. And if you've got any ripples like I have, just sort of smooth them out so it sits nice when we make the bow later. So there's one piece like this, and this is what the back looks like. I'm going to put that there, and then we're going to take this one and we're going to do the same. So with this one, we want to take it, so like I said, pin facing away from you, the colours coming, plain colours coming towards you, and you want to put this one from the left over so that tail is at the bottom. And we lap them so that all of those edges are lined up. Then you take it all together, pinching in the middle. We want to go right through all the layers because there is quite a bit there. And at this point you can take this pin out, otherwise it will get in the way later. And again, take that pin up from underneath, line it up with that pin, and take 2 clips. Clip that in place. Like I said, if you've got like any bits, smooth them out. And then there is your second piece, and as you can see, they both look the same, only this one's got a tail, and in a minute it's going to be turned. So we've got alternative directions. So this is what I've got at the moment, and I'll just show you the back so you can see the difference. Okay, so take your needle and thread, and you want to be very careful that you're catching all your layers when you start this. So from above, before the ribbon joins, you want to go about 1/2 centimetre away, take your clip off, where they're all coming up and joining together, come up there, which is 2, so 1, 2, 3, just before your pins are, and like I said, make sure you've got all of those layers and they're all lined up against there. 4 is the other side of the pins. Take your clip off. 5 should be just as they're going back, so just as it's starting to all come together that side. And then 6 wants to be coming back up from beneath, and stay as close to the edge as you can, and then carry on. And we want to do exactly the same thing here. This one's a bit more chunky, and like I said, you need to make sure you capture all of these. So again, 1/2 centimetre before from above, your second stitch should be coming up through all those layers, down just before your pins, back up, other side of the pins, take your next clip off, make sure you've got all your layers, number 5 going back down through all of those, and number 6 1/2 centimetre from there. Then you can take your pins out, and you'll see you've got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 on both there, and it's in, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, in 1, 2, 3, 4, well, in, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so 6 on each to make it nice and even and balanced. And then you can cinch them, and you'll get 3 creases on each side. Now do line them all up so that you have clearly got the creases there, and that your edges are lined up. And what I do is I just go back round where we've originally stitched. Okay, so that's that side, and again line up your creases, go back through where you have originally stitched. Don't be afraid to use your desk if you need to, because like I said, these holographic ribbons, they tend to be a little bit stiffer than standard, but they are so pretty, but they take a little bit more effort to get your needle through. And then from beneath, I'm just going to go up, stay close to the centre, just going to go over that centre one, that side, and back down the centre crease, that side, and then I'm just going to do a couple of stitches just in the back to anchor, pull that nice and tight, then we can cut that off. And then on this one, you can cut it down, you can cut it up, whichever way you want. I'm going to do a curve up. There we go, and don't forget to heat seal. Now on this one, if you wanted to, you can add spikes, you can add a base bow, you can do whichever style you like as your base, but I'm going to do a simple loop bow on a template, and I'm going to use a 5.5-inch template, but I'll show you in just a second, to give it like a more styled look. So I've already got my ribbon on it. 5.5-inch template, as I said. It's 72 centimeters, and this is 13.5 centimeters. And I will just take all my clips off so you can see. But this is what it should look like. Okay, so again, heat sealed my ribbon, blue clear bit of the flame. Take your template. You want this just a bit over, so it's got something to stitch through. Take it round the back at a straight angle. And then you want that to be a triangle on that stitch guide there. Flip it over, and you want this to be like 1/2 centimetre overlapped at the back. Bring it up and bring that so that this triangle is again straight on that stitch line. And then take another clip just here and just here to hold everything in place. And then take this one, and I want a bit of the colour pop here, so I'm just going to put this about 1.5 centimetres down, which is the same width as the ribbon. I'm going to repin there, and I'm going to repin there, and just make sure again that everything is centred and you've got enough when you place this that you're still able to go through your stitch guide. Okay, so with this one you want to do it so we go from above and we go through both layers, so the front and the back, so our little colour pop on there, from beneath, which is 2, 3, 4th one just before the line join over, 5th is over other side of the join, 6 is just as we're coming up where the point is here, 7, and then 8 coming back up. So 1, 2, 3, 4 on the back, so you've got 2 stitches each 1.2-inch ribbon. Once you've got that on, you can take your clips off and slide this down your template. With this bit, if you've got any extra, just so the centre's not bulky, you can cut that off and heat seal. And then cinch, and you should have 4 creases on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, there you go. And then wrap your centre a couple of times. And just stitch off in back however you personally prefer. Okay, I always like to tuck mine inside, and if you want to, a trick for me, because I like them to sit together nicely, put a dot of glue on the one that's going to go on the inside, and lift it in where you want it to sit, and do that, and then it stays nicely in place and doesn't move about or pop open. Okay, and then with this one I'm going to do a curve, but I'm just going to place this bow on top first and see how long I want to make that. So looking at it, I don't want all of that. I'm going to cut it down a little bit. I'm going to take about 1.5 centimetres off. There we go. And then from again about 1.5 centimeters from where the edge of the bow is. I'm going to use that as a guide, as a natural guide, and use that to do my curve. And then again, heat seal in the blue clear bit of the flame. And on this bit, I'm just going to do a touch of glue in a place that we can't see. And just glue that in place. And then I like to wrap my centres with thread and thread through rather than glue. You can glue them together if you prefer. It's entirely up to yourselves. But I thread through, just personal preference. It also takes out some of the bulk. You can sort of really tightly tie them together. So it won't be a second. Just threading my knot. Move this out of the way. So from beneath, I'm just going to take my thread. I'm going to unknot that from where it's tangled. And bring that all the way through. And then I'm going to take this through the back of this one. And bring that all the way through. And then I'm going to wrap these together. Super tight. Like so. And then stitch off in the back. Although if you ever want to do drunk crafting as fun, if you take a shot or a mouthful of drink every time I say like so, in a 10-minute tutorial, most people will be very drunk. I do try and limit it, but I can't help myself, so apologies. But there we go. So I'm just going to attach our clip and wrap our centre. And I am contemplating seeing whether or not this will look pretty. Look how pretty that centre is. And I've got this like ombre rainbow ribbon that matches my pretty prints there. Just going to take our alligator clip. I'm going to do the glue across the back. Make sure you've nicely centred it. There we go. Heat seal on 9mm. And we're going to wrap this round twice. Right on the centre there. Round once. This is the reason why I'm contemplating adding a clip, because it doesn't square up 100% nicely all the time, so because of the design of the bow. And then round again directly on the original one. Get rid of that little extra. Heat seal again because I don't want any fraying. Bit of glue there. Right, so there we go. How pretty is that one? We are going to add this embellishment. Now some people use felt, etc., things like that. The trick I have picked up is I've got this Gorilla Glue gel. Now do be careful you don't get it on all over your bow. You only want it on the centre where we're going to place it, and it is very thick, so it takes a minute for it to actually come out, but thankfully I was using mine earlier for the other resin there. So do a nice layer of that on the actual ribbon centre. Okay, and then take your embellishment with your glue gun, do a line of glue down your embellishment, flip this over, and then place that exactly where you are on, and basically the Gorilla Glue takes a little while to hold, so the hot glue acts as like a bond to keep that in place long enough for the super glue to actually do its job properly and set. So there you go. The beautiful and easy exotic boutique bow. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.